Hello, this is Iron Bill, back again with another video. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit husky, but here in the Midwest, where I live, it's extremely hot and humid right now, and I am a runner, so when I exercise in this, I can dehydrate pretty poorly. So with that in mind, tonight's video is sponsored by Diet Coke. Diet Coke, taste of an older generation. All right, so I've had a chance to play. This is Thursday, as of the recording here. I've had a chance to play a bit and begin to sort some things out. And, you know, I'm not the end-all and be-all of knowledge, so take this for what it's worth. I'm just some old guy who likes to play video games. But I'm beginning to sort out what you kind of have to, you know, work at and you know, what you need to do. And the quest is the bladed path. It is gated. You can only do 4 steps the first week. There's an additional one for the grenade logic, and this has to do with the X-Dirus, which is the grenade launcher you get right away if you bought the season pass, which I did. And it's like a lot of the exotics. You have to run through Crucible, playlist items, whatever. You have to get a certain number of kills with the weapon. You can do that in those playlist activities or outside of, so it doesn't have to be in. You don't have to have it equipped whenever you do these playlist activities. You just have to do playlist activities to the point where you accumulate 200 points. So I think Strike is going to give you 3 points, and I'm not quite sure what a Nightfall does. A Grandmaster, don't know either. But those do go up. It scales up in value. So you know, just bear that in mind. And the weapon itself is pretty good in PvE. I mean, it's really good in the seasonal events. It's a grenade launcher that does not require you to reload. I don't know if I have it on me. Let me pull that over so you get a look at it. Here it is, the X-Dirus, hand-laid stock, loyal moths. Now, if you get enough kills, final blows with this weapon create a loyal moth. The moth will seek out nearby targets and detonate, damaging and blinding them. So this is an ad-clear weapon. Nucleosynthetic magazine. This magazine continuously draws ammo from reserves. The magazine also enables firing arc projectiles that detonate on impact. So I've not done that yet. I've not done the long press for the reload. I've just used it as a grenade launcher, and it's basically just chunk, chunk, chunk. I mean, you can just keep tossing the grenades until you run out of ammo. No reloading. Very nice. And then volatile launch. Weapon is optimized for an especially explosive payload. Couple this with an arc build that does detonations on arc kills, and you know, my warlock, chef's kiss. This is a great weapon for that, for PvE. Now PvP, don't expect to go in and kill enemy guardians with this one, because it just doesn't. It just doesn't. So next is the kept confidence. This is something I like. This roll that I have. Eye the Storm, quick draw. A Pented Mag, I'd go for accurized rounds over that one. Fluted barrel, polygonal rifling. I would want range on this as a PC player. I've not even bumped this up yet because I think I can do better. But these 2 perks right here, this is good for PvE or PvP. Now I think I have a better roll for PvE, and if I do, it's not on. I have one that I've really optimized for range. I have one with yeah, multi-kill clip, invisible hand. I don't know. I haven't gotten a great roll on this yet, I guess. I thought I had. Maybe I have more. Let's check one more time. Range. Yeah, I've got one out to 61 that has accurized rounds, corkscrew rifling, handling masterwork, multi-kill clip, but air assault. I don't know. I'm not real hep on that one. So, but it's a good hand cannon. It's this one you're going to see in PvE. I think it's a good 140. You can see the recoil direction is pretty solid. put a targeting adjuster on there. It's actually pretty good. I like the Bria's Love. I don't like this roll. Precision instrument, dealing sustained damage increases precision damage. Yeah, I'm not real wild about that. The one I really like that I have is on my Hunter. Destabilizing rounds and shoot to loot. And the reason I put that on my Hunter is because my Hunter runs Void class, and this is a Void Scout. And so that means destabilizing rounds, you know, couple that with a strong Void build, you know, it's really solid. And then you're getting the from the artifact, and this is something else you're going to want to unlock, the Elemental Orb Void. So while using a Void subclass, Void Weapon Final Blows have a chance to spawn a Void Elemental Orb. Void Orbs can be thrown to create a Void Explosion that makes the enemies... Okay. I guess I sit there long enough that these guys came back, huh? I guess. Anyway, the point is, you get the Void kill, and you're going to get the orb, which you can then throw into a crowd for explosions. I mean, if you like explosions, you definitely want to look at that. And since we're talking about that, let's look at that artifact. Here's what I went with. Anti-barrier auto rifle, unstoppable scout, overload hand cannon. This covers the bases on champions in the way that I like to do it. But I also tossed in overload machine guns so that I could run a machine gun as a heavy. And that also takes care of the overload again. So I'm not going to play fusion that much, and I certainly wouldn't do it because the special ammo, I don't like to rely on that. Bows, for my money, unless I was going to run a Void class and run Monarch, the ad clear possibility on that just isn't super great, except for exotics. So I just didn't go that way. The Arc Strand Siphon combo, the Void Strand Siphon combo, I went that way because I basically play those. I want to have Strand capability no matter what, because the Strand mods are really strong, really strong. I'm not there yet though, because the loadout deal here being locked. I want to wait until that's turned back on, if it's done within the next week. It's just easier to play with it that way. Okay, I would recommend using the elemental orbs, all three. Told you about that. Refreshing pickups. Picking up a tangle or elemental orb grants energy to release powered ability. This will have more uptime on ability. And this is a huge one right here. Monochromatic Maestro is a must for a solo player. Dealing elemental ability damage increases matching weapon damage, and elemental weapon damage increases matching ability damage. Bonus granted is up to 10% for 5 seconds. So basically, if you're the play loop would be like, say for instance, a grenade or a melee, then deal with your weapons, and then you just kind of loop back and forth. Doing that, I mean, you're going to do a lot more damage. This can help you through solo content on a high level. All right, I wanted to make sure I touched on that. So it's not the way I wanted to get to it, but I got to it. All right, so really like the hand cannon, really like the scout, and let's have a look at this Locus Locutus. Box breathing, overflow. This is nice. I've had up to 11 rounds in a sniper, and for a 90 to hold 11, super nice. And this has head rush. This is the origin perk on all of these weapons. Standing up after crouching for a short time grants this weapon a brief period of improved handling and reload speed. The handling, fine. Reload speed, I don't know. I mean, on this, I don't know. Hand cannon, yes. That's actually good. And I could see situations where you'd be crouching, especially in Crucible, where you'd be crouching, then stand up, take a shot, whatever. That probably would work out better. A painted mag, I do like the extra rounds. Chambered compensator, I wanted something stable, but if I wanted to go for range, I could go for corkscrew. I've not taken this up yet, but by golly, we're going to, because I've played with this enough to know that I do like this roll. I didn't want to waste the materials until I got to it. Snappier handling just means I'm going to pull it out faster. I'm going to be able to stay on target easier. That's the way I'm going to go. That's what I think I'll do. and I do like it a lot. Now, the rocket launcher I've not used yet, but this one comes with bipod. I just got this, and I want to hold on to that because bipod is supposed to be really buffed this season. It was trash last season. I wouldn't have messed with it, but this season, a lot better. So I want to try that out with bipod. The Eleatic Principle here, the roll I got, this is not a great roll, but it's the one I have. Adrenaline Junkie, Ensemble, Armor Piercing's what I went with. I could go with Extended Mag, but I don't want to give up the range. Small bore, stability. Now, honestly, stat-wise, this is just so-so. I mean, it's not awful, but it's a 900 and you burn through ammo fast. Could I put a counterbalance on there and get better stability? Yes. If I was on console, I would too, but I'm on PC, so it really doesn't matter. This pretty much shoots right down the line the way it is. It just doesn't have the reach of, say, something like Terminus Horizon. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. Plus, Bolt Shot on top of that, that's a no-brainer. You know, I would go that. In fact, I'm gonna go that. I'm not gonna mess with that other one anymore. I tried it. Don't like it very much. Not a fan. All right, so let me take you to the helm because I need to show you this just so you kind of shortcut some stuff that I learned the hard way. Now, getting through all the content, if you haven't done it already, the weekly content, it's not going to take you very long. You can do it all within probably an hour easy. Maybe a little bit more if you take your time. But there are 2 places that you're going to go here in the helm. 3 ultimately, but 2 mainly. Get up here and I'll show you. Notice they have you reversed now. You're pointing the direction you need to go. So we're going to come in here. Now your holo projector is here, and your holo projector's here. I'm sorry, and the radio's here. It's easy to overlook those two, but that's how you finish ultimately. Don't jump through this, because that's they fixed it. Before, if you try to jump through that, you would just come out the other side and you wouldn't go through. But apparently they've patched that. I was going to tell you, you just need to walk through it. Alright, you're going to see Eris here at some point, right here in the center, but after you've done that, basically you're going to come up here to the lectern. I believe that's what this is called. Lectern of Divination, and you're going to be going for these cards. Now, these first 5 cards are the major arcana that they're referencing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these give you abilities and open up the possibility for daily bounties. So these cards also have to do with the random buffs that you get in the 2 activities, which are the Sabbath Inspire and Altars of Summoning. Cards will be pulled at random. Now you can turn cards off if you don't want a particular buff, and I'll show you how in just a second. These others are the minors, and these minors give you boosts, they give you mats, they give you engrams. Notice this one, Minor Arcana Witchcrafting card, or Whisper card. The next season of the Witch weapon you focus at the ritual table will be a deep sight resonant if possible. I've gotten a couple of those already. So this is going to be one of the ways you're going to be able to finish off your deep sight. The deep sight drops have not been excessive, I will say. So it's just something to bear in mind. These are the bounties that you open up with those cards 1 through 5 after you collect them. You can focus your weapons here. Now you can do your recovered Red War weapons right here, and there is a let's see if I can find it. Vintage Armory, yeah, right here. That's how you get that completed. The Showrunner, Nightshade, Persuader, and Deadpan Delivery. You decrypt your engrams at this table using that. And if you get enough of them, you just have to collect the 4 different weapons, and that's all there is to that. I haven't blown any engrams on this yet because I'm actually just kind of saving up. There's a also a just to show you. I should have shown you this too. For gear, you get vintage armory. I think there's one in here where you have to collect all of the armor, and so you can just buy it right here and you can be done. I mean, super fast. You can just craft them right out. If you play this at all, you're going to have engrams. I mean, the engrams are going to come fast and furious. Yeah, I wouldn't worry that much about it. So I bought those, and you only have to do it for one character, and then it's done. The stats here are not bad either. I got some 65s out of this, so this is not a terrible thing to do. I'm just not ready to do that yet until I figure out, you know, which class I'm going to play and what I want to spec it out to. So I'm kind of holding on to engrams until then, and materials, to be honest, because I don't know how expensive it's going to be to actually upgrade things this season. So the weapons you can get are Bria's Love, Scout Rifle, the Eremite, a fusion rifle, Kept Confidence, hand cannon, rocket launcher is the Semiotician, Locus Locutus we talked about, and Eleatric Principle. I hope I'm pronouncing those correctly. Yeah, that's it. And this is just okay. I'm jury's out on this. I've not used the fusion yet, but it's a 960, and you know, I don't like anything that slow. I like the rapid fire is okay. If this had been a rapid fire, I'd be a little bit more hep about it, but I'm not really into the high impact. But if you're into high impact fusions, that might be okay. I haven't looked at the perk pool on that yet to know what it has. A win, a win, a win. And if 3 out of 6 are a win, that's probably pretty good. I think they're going to have a lot of utility, to be honest. So that pretty much is all of that. Oh, I was going to show you what this is. My friend and I were in here the other night, and he said, I don't understand why they have 4 of the cards over here and 1 over here. And what he didn't notice was there are pedestals for each of these cards, and these pedestals have no cards yet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more that we haven't gotten, for a total of 12 cards that we'll be able to unlock that will have modifications to the arenas once we go into them. If you want to turn one off, you just come up to your pedestal and you can add or remove the card from the deck. Now you have to have at least 1 card active, but I could remove blades from it. Like if I don't like getting the blades feature, or if I have a favorite one, I just dump all my other cards and I will always get the one that I want. Just something to bear in mind. Now I don't know how many you can dump off. I don't know if it's just 1, because I really haven't done it. I want to play them all enough to know what's good and what's not. So I haven't turned anything off yet. I don't know how many you can turn off, and we'll see on that one. But that's how you do it. You know, you just go up there and just activate it. So, all right, with that, the bounties that you get this week, I'm holding 2 or 3 of them right now. Let's see. This one is open a witch's chest at the end of the Saffron Spire activity using a witch's key, which is weird because I just did the activity, open a chest, and this didn't go. And I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is. And, you know, I don't like it when that kind of stuff happens, so I'll probably just save that for another day. Defeat combatants with precision damage, bonus progress, and Season of the Witch activities. You can do this anywhere. So, like, if you're running bounties and it's one of the things I do, I'm trying to get my season rank as fast as possible so I can unlock as many mods as I can. You know, and I think you saw I have 10 of 12 open already, so I'm really cranking on that. But I also want to finish off my rank up here too. So I am doing these bounties. Let's see. Defeat combatants with a sword, glaive, or melee ability. We already talked about that. No, actually we didn't. This can be done in or out of the seasonal activities, but this one you have to open a chest at the end of the summoning activity using a witch's key. So 2 of the bounties can be done in the open world. 2 of the bounties have to be done, 1 in each of these. I mean, that's what has to happen. So this is my 3rd character, so I'm just really getting going on this, which is why this stuff is not done. But yeah, there it is in a nutshell, and I don't think there's anything else here. that I need to cover at the moment. So other than that, keep an eye out for the Monte Carlo Catalyst. That one is going to be dropping from playlist activities. People have gotten it from Crucible, and they've gotten it from Gambit and Strikes, as far as I know. That one's going to be cool, and I'm going to be looking for that. I don't know if you have to have Monte Carlo equipped. Typically, for those types of catalysts, you don't. But if you're superstitious and want to up your chances, I guess you can run Monte Carlo. It's going to do fine, you know, in Strikes, so it's not going to hurt. In fact, there's some pretty good strand builds, I think, that you know, can take advantage of the melee rebuild that Monte Carlo gives you on kills. So there is that. So something to think about. Other than that, I guess that's where I'll end it. So I want to thank you for watching. This is Iron Bill, signing out.